Hey guys, welcome to Note Kiya Jaye, a podcast designed to provide you with lessons, tools, and tips that will help you increase your productivity and optimize your life. Well, today's podcast is a special one because this is something that's very close to my heart, which is about positivity. We throw this term around very often, and turns out a lot of us don't actually know how to channelize it into our lives. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the fact that whatever we have learned and whatever we have heard from people, we believe that's true. And we do not take time to take a dip into our conscience and understand and introspect upon the idea of positivity. Well, as a kid, it turns out that I always asked myself that what is positivity and how does it affect my life? And that made me come across a couple of concepts which I further defined to develop this small graph that has helped me throughout the past 20 years of my life. What do we understand by positivity? Positivity refers to the energy or the sense of well being we have in our lives and in our current state that we can put forth. Positivity refers to the overall well being of a person, which includes his social, mental, and physical state. And we do not break positivity down into parts. And we just, talk about positivity in a very generalized manner. So, when we say a person's very positive, we do not look into what aspect of that person is positive. So, let's think of it this way. Positivity is like sports. When we say somebody is good with sports, it is a very general statement, which would mean that he is good at every sport. And to be honest, nobody is good at every sport. Everybody has one special skill. So when we think of Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, we say that this person is a great football player, but we do not overarch it or generalize it that he is good at sports because he is good at a special skill. The same way, positivity can be divided into four different parts. So it goes like positive thought, positive word, positive actions, and positive results. I'll repeat that again. Positive thoughts, positive words, positive actions, and positive results. And this is the cycle of positivity. Now, to get into the cycle, I always ask myself, what is the origin of every situation in your life? So everything initially starts as a thought process, where you want to be or what you want to become. It starts as a simple thought in your mind. It starts like a simple idea that appears into your brain. Simply, a thought is when you are trying to create something in your brain before you apply it. So every action you do originates from thought. And we have heard about this, we have talked about this a lot, but we never look into the fact that how do we channelize that thought process? How do we work upon that thought process? So the source of positivity would come down to the information that we consume on day-to-day basis from people around us, through media, through our communication with others, our conversations with others, and overall, what we observe throughout the day. If you look at it, human mind is structured or has evolved in a way that we pay attention to negative thoughts before positive thoughts. For example, when something bad would happen in Stone Age, Humans were nomads, and the simple instinct was that I need to stay away from danger. So, to stay away from danger, you need to identify what's going to harm you. So, what would happen is something negative goes down, the people identify that, and their brain registers that before anything positive. Why? Because they need to avoid that pain, that negativity again and again, and they need to keep themselves safe. So, as a result, your brain tends to pay more attention to negative thoughts because it is trying to protect you, but that attention will bleed into other parts of your life. So, first of all, what is the current source of negativity in our lives? So, it can be toxic relationships, it can be media, it can be social media, it can be envy, jealousy, pride, ego, and sometimes criticism from others. So, a simple way to get that out of your life is try to give yourself more time. Try to regulate communications, consumption of information, how much time do you give to social media? Just like you're on a diet. So, what would happen if you would eat a lot of junk food? You would get sick, you would become obese, it will lead to a lot of other health issues. Same way, if you consume a lot of negative information, or just like we call it media terms, it's junk media, your brain becomes unhealthy, your brain becomes negative, and you lose productivity and efficiency. So, simple ways you try to regulate the amount you go on to social media and the amount you give yourself and the amount of time you are doing something productive and learning. So, this way, your brain goes on a diet and can be more healthy. So, to exercise that, all you have to do is reduce the amount of negative input of information, which is through news, negative relationships. Try to regulate them and then try to give time to personal development, growth, something that sets you in motion. Because once you try to do this, it's like a brain workout. So all you have to do is work your brain, try to become more productive, and try to become a better version of you. Now, coming to the next point, which is positive word. Now, a lot of us talk to a lot of people throughout the day. A lot of them are friends, a lot of them are family, a lot of them that we talk to on social media. But one thing that intrigues me is the fact that what amount of attention do we give to the words we speak? People don't usually pay attention to the words that they speak. So let's just say a simple thing that I changed with my vocabulary is that I think this is okay. This statement that says, I think this is okay, when you use the word think, it sends a subconscious message of unsurety, of doubt. When you are unsure, your brain will try to use words. So, whatever is in your conscience will show up in your statements. So, when I was unsure, I would usually say, I think this is right, or maybe it's right. So, the sense of doubt that prevails into the words will tell you what do you understand by them. So, what I did was, instead of using the words like think, might, or would, I started saying, I believe this is correct. A simple switch in vocabulary. So every time I would have something that I felt was right, I would say, I believe this is right. And that is not arrogance, but simply it gives you a chance to believe in yourself. It eradicates the doubt in the statement. And the simple objective here is to give yourself the opportunity to speak in a neutral or positive way. Use neutral or positive vocabulary. So, I personally feel a lot of my friends, one of my friends who is also a psychologist, he always told me a simple fact that he never told or used words that had strong emotions attached to them, which is, I am angry or enraged, I'm furious. He would never use extreme or superlative of emotions. So he would never say that he's fierce. He would never say he is depressed. He would never say that he's anxious. Instead, he chose a neutral word like, I feel uncomfortable right now. I need some time. I need a break. This is something that helped me understand that your choice and your words affect you in a very huge way. Sometimes when somebody says something negative about you, you would feel like this is hurtful, this is bad, and that would lead to a cycle of negative thoughts into your brain. And that would seep into your words. And now you would be expressing that negative feeling, knowing or unknowingly, to the people you love. So let's just say you are exhausted after a day, you had a fight at the office, and you came home. Your kids are trying to talk to you. They're like, Dad, Mom, anything. Or you have a sibling that is trying to constantly nag you and talk to you, who is constantly poking you. And you feel that you're frustrated and you blow up. You yell at them or you shout at them, which is the frustration that has gathered up from the day, finding a way out. So, just like energy cannot neither be created nor destroyed, emotion is energy in motion. So, whatever you consume, whatever you face throughout the day will result or would be given out by you to the people you love in better or worst ways possible. So it is necessary that you keep a check on your vocabulary, keep a check on how you react throughout the day, what words you use throughout the day, so you can make sure that you're not taking negativity and passing it on to others. You're not doing something or saying something negative that is going to be passed on to somebody else close to you in your life. Now, the next step is positive action. Now, there is a lot of ways that people have talked about by serving others or showing gratitude. I personally practiced a simple way in which I felt is the most positive thing is I tried doing things that made me happy, small or big things, throughout the day, for me and for the people around me. So it can be as simple as getting yourself a bag of chips, getting yourself a chocolate, or perhaps drinking the drink that you love to have. Something that makes you feel happy about yourself, an action that makes you feel good. It can be tossing a penny to somebody who needs it, or it can be helping somebody out, or simply going out alone to eat something, or perhaps doing an activity that you enjoy doing. Positive actions, what they do is they make you feel happy, which is in turn reflected in your behavior. Let's think about this for a second. If you are angry, would you be able to stay happy in front of your family or your friends? You can act, no doubt. You can fake it for some time, but one way or other, it will show up. And the people you love will always know that you're hiding something. But when you're happy, people notice, and that happiness is passed on. Now, for instance, you would never slap somebody who's smiling at you, unless it's a very creepy smile. But if somebody greets you and smiles at you, you do not give them a negative response. So think of yourself as a mirror. Any action that is positive that you do is reflected by others towards you. So if you smile at someone, they are going to smile back. And the action will show gratitude. And that positivity will be passed on from one person to another, because emotions are what? Energy in motion. Simply put, energy in motion. Now, considering these acts and these first three steps, a simple thing that comes to mind is, what about the results? Now, let's just say that you applied these three things in your life. The fourth thing is positive results, because when you pass around positive energy to other people, when you pass around this positive attitude, a sense of being, a sense of happiness to others, this comes back to you in different ways. When you smile at others, they smile back. When you think positive, you feel happy. When you say something good, you are returned a compliment. This is how it's passed on. And when you get it, you feel happy. You do the same, you pass it on to others. And then it becomes a cycle. And that's how positive energy flows from your thought to your words, to your actions, to results. And then those results become a sense of motivation and makes you feel happier. And then you pass it on all over again. This thing actually helped me make my life a beautiful one and enhanced my experience of living life. And that is the beauty of it. I hope you resonate with this. I hope you try to apply this into your life. And I sincerely am grateful for the people who are listening to this. And I'm hoping that this brings a huge change in your life. Even if it's the smallest of change, it's for the better. And this will be me for this episode. And thanks for joining me every week with a new content, with new episodes. And this will be me for this episode. #note किया जाए.